I got to hand it to Laura Kelly. She's been, I know some of you are about to lose your minds. Just hear me out on this. All right. I have heard so much from Republicans in Kansas in the last couple of weeks about how, we're going to get the Chiefs. You just want, come on over there, boys. Grass is greener. It's like, hey, guys, do you not realize what the taxpayer just did? The message the taxpayer just sent in Jackson County? They basically told the teams to pound sand and build your own stadiums. The tide is turning. So now Republicans on the other side of the state line are like, yeah, come on. Yeah, we got you guys over here. Let's go, John. It's pathetic.
Well, the irony seems to be a general consensus is that if it were put up as a by-state tax, then they would want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
You're right. I mean, I don't think Johnson County would vote to have its tax dollars go to the Truman Sports Complex.
Right.
I don't think they would.
Yeah.
So now it's like, well, we're going to put them out by the legends, put them out there. No. And Laura Kelly is basically admitting in this recent conversation she did with Kansas Public Radio. By the way, defund NPR. But I'll save that for another day. Laura Kelly.
We can reimagine it, right?
Yeah. A man can dream. She's admitting that she has no plans to try to recruit the Chiefs to Kansas. Now, listen, maybe you don't believe her, but this is what she's saying right now. She said here to Kansas Public Radio, probably over half the people in the stands on any given Sunday are Kansans. We claim them as our team, but we recognize that it's probably in their best interest to stay where they are. So we won't be making any overtures to the Chiefs. Now, she also went on to note that the whole sports betting fund that was set up after Kansas passed sports betting a couple of years ago, that money was in part going to be used to attract a professional sports team that's in the language of the bill, doesn't have nearly enough money in it to attract the Chiefs. It's got like $10 million in it. I mean, literally, Clark Hunt farts and $10 million comes out. I mean, that is nothing, okay? Mark can place all the bets and parlays that he wants, and there's only going to be so much money in this sports betting fund for the state of Kansas to use to attract a team. I mean, they'll be lucky to attract, like, the Savannah Bananas for a weekend with $10 million. Never mind the Chiefs. So there's not a lot of money there, and Laura Kelly admitted that. The article notes here from Kansas Public Radio, when Kansas legalized sports betting in 2022, it designated 80% of the state revenue towards attracting professional sports teams. But that fund is expected to hold $10 million by 2025, a far cry from the billions it would take to build the new stadium. Kelly told Kansas Public Radio, my guess is we would never have more in that fund than would attract a concession stand from Arrowhead, much less the Chiefs. So I don't think it's going to happen. She's absolutely right. That money is not there in any substantial way to attract the Chiefs. It's not. And by the way, even if it was there, would that be the best use of the taxpayers' monies? I don't believe it would be. But it doesn't matter because it's literally, not even 1% of what it needs to be talked about in any kind of serious way. And that's going to be at $10 million after 3 years of it being in existence. There's nothing there. So now Laura Kelly might be basically saying, hey, the state will stay out of it, but maybe Wyandotte County does its own thing. But the money's not there in Wyandotte County. The tax base is not there in Wyandotte County. Wyandotte County has 160,000 people in it. Jackson County has 700,000 people in it. Jackson County just rejected a 3/8 sales tax. What would a sales tax have to be in a population base of 160,000 people to get the Chiefs over there? And even if you're talking about Johnson County, I've heard a couple of places discussed for Johnson County for the Royals to build their stadium. I hear people talking about spots off of K10, which would be a nightmare, by the way. I hear people talking about spots. Someone brought up a spot to me for the Royals, in the last week and a half or so. It wasn't like a crazy person either, and it was like a legitimate thought of I don't know. I want to say it was like 119th and null somewhere around. I'm like, wait, no, you're not going to. What are we talking about here? Putting Major League Baseball stadiums there? That just doesn't make any sense. But like, those are the ideas that it seems like some Kansans in political office are advocating for. And I'm just here to tell you to stop. Cut it out. Stop pitting these two states against each other. The Jackson County taxpayer sent a message, and the message was sent loud and clear. We love you guys. We support our teams. We spend money and time and energy on these teams. But when it comes to this ask right now, enough's enough. We're a no vote by 16 points. Now, whether you voted no because of the Chiefs' plans, the Royals' plans, the tax in general, all the issues in Jackson County, doesn't really matter right now. It's not the point. The point is the taxpayer said, I'm done. Enough's enough. And if the message you're getting out of that, if you're a Republican, supposedly fighting for the little guy, low taxes, if the message you get out of that is, we'll give you whatever you want, you're a sucker. You're coming off like the little brother who feels like he's finally got his chance. Finally got his chance to prove all the big kids, that he can hang with the big boys. That's how you're coming across. It's pathetic. This is a regional team. We all understand that, right? Both sides of the state line. We cheer them on. We support them. We love them. But if you think that anybody in New York, L.A., Chicago cares whether or not the stadium is in Kansas or Missouri, you're kidding yourself. The Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey. They're still the New York Giants and the New York Jets. Nobody cares that they play in New Jersey. I know this having come from there. It's irrelevant. Now, it's more convenient if you live in certain parts of the area, obviously, to get to a game, but nobody cares. It's not a big deal. It's not really a source of pride for one state over the other. It just happens to be where the stadium is that they play. The team name is not going to change. You're just going to end up with your own taxpayers potentially getting fleeced with a bad deal to do the bidding of billionaire owners, which if that's what you want to do, I guess, but don't expect it to go well. There will be blowback from your own constituents. I promise you that, because the message that was sent from the region at large, but specifically Jackson County, was we don't want to do this right now. People are getting squeezed. Prices are up 20% over the last 3 years. There is a populist wave, a populist movement that is in existence right now. You've seen the working man and woman struggle in this climate. You've seen the wealthiest get very wealthy. The concentration of wealth in the top 1% is higher than it's been in recent memory, in part because the stock market's done great, but the average person has not, thanks to Bidenomics. So now you think the play, if you're a Kansas, especially a Kansas Republican, is to ask the taxpayer to do anything? In this climate right now, I don't think so. And if you're not understanding that, then you're incredibly out of touch. You got to get around some more regular people.